Alright, for this tips and tricks, we're just going to talk about some action windows. So when an enemy is attacking you, the first thing you do is you choose which enemy is going to attack you, and then there is an action window. And then you choose which character is going to be your defender, if one. And then you have another action window. So you can heal a defender during any of those action windows, but if you reveal the shadow card, you have to resolve the effect. Then an action window opens up. And the reason this is important is if the shadow effect says deal 1 damage to the defending character, and your defender had already suffered some damage, and that 1 damage from the shadow kills him, you can't heal your defender now. Those action windows have passed. A shadow effect is completely resolved before you can take an action. So the tip here is if you're worried about a defender dying due to a shadow effect, take any actions before you flip over that shadow card. Once you flip that shadow card, it is too late to take an action. Alright, let's get to this video. The Morgul Vale, the final adventure pack in the Against the Shadows cycle, and it's a tough one. Alright, we're going to set Lord Elkron, the Nazgul, and the White Bridge aside out of play. We're going to add to the tower Murzag and 1 copy of Morgul Vale to the staging area. Alright, let's look at side 1B. Side 1B says Murzag cannot leave play unless destroyed. If Murzag is defeated, advance to the next stage. So you never place progress on any of these quest stages. We are just going to be trying to kill 3 boss enemies. So there, I set all those cards out of play. Let's look at To the Tower is an objective that stays in the staging area. To the Tower instructs us to remove Faramir from the game, and then if the progress tokens on To the Tower ever reach 10, we're going to lose the game. Murzag, forced after he attacks, reveal the top card of the encounter deck. If it is an enemy, put it into play engaged with the player Murzag is attacking. And then finally, the Morgul Vale is a 3/3, and while that's in play, you have to return an enemy engaged with you to the staging area at the end of the round. This is a very hard quest to beat solo. Let's look at my hero lineup. We got Spirit Glorfindel. So he's only 5 threat and he quests for 3. I'm hoping to get Light of Valinor on him so I don't have to exhaust him to quest and raise my threat by 1. Lord Denethor is also here. Hopefully I don't have to defend of him every round and I can use his ability to make sure the top card isn't too nasty. And then last but not least, Merlan. So she is a 2/2/1/3, and then each hero you control with the printed lore icon gets -1 starting threat. So she drops my starting threat down by 2. And that is part of my strategy. I'm trying to keep my threat very, very low. I want to build my board state before I have to engage Murzag. I do not even want him to attack once, if possible. All right, let's take a look at this opening hand. We got a forest snare, so maybe I can snare Murzag and he can attack 1 time and then he's snared. All right, I got the Athelian Tracker. This guy is very important because he has the Ranger trait. And then I can exhaust him, and then the next enemy added to the staging area has 0 threat. I got a second one. I have a Mithrandir's Advice, so I can draw 2 cards with that. Elrond's Counsel will let me drop my threat by 3, and then I can give a character +1 willpower. Oh, and I got Henemarth. Okay, I am keeping this hand. I was thinking of maybe getting rid of it, but I drew my 1 copy of Henemarth, so I'm definitely going to keep it. And then I draw another Mithrandir's Advice. Great, okay. I will play that. I am looking for Master of the Forge or Light of Valinor, and I get, there it is, Light of Valinor. Okay, things are looking really good. So now I don't need to exhaust Glorfindel to quest, so that is really, really good. I'm trying to get questing power on the table for this turn 1. There's a lot of threat and staging. I think I will play Henemarth, but I'm probably going to quest with him this round just to get that 1 more willpower. I will also play this Elrond's Counsel. That gives me another willpower. I'm going to drop my threat back down to 16. So 1, 2, 3, and then 3 more from Glorfindel lets me quest for 6 against 5. No, 7 because of Elrond's Counsel giving me 1. And when revealed, raise each player's threat by the number of progress tokens onto the tower. If there is none, it surges. And we surge into this, okay, the Morgul Sorcerer. He has 1 threat, and then if any progress is placed onto the tower, he gets dealt a shadow card. So it's kind of a hard one to remember. A lot of times you realize, oh crap, I forgot to give him an extra shadow card when I placed a progress onto the tower. So I'm going to travel to the Morgul Vale, defend with Denethor. Okay, so this guy says attacking enemy engages the next player. Well, in a solo game, there is no next player, so that shadow actually does nothing. Glorfindel is still ready, so he will attack and do 2 out of the 3 damage, and then I should push him back up to staging because the Morgul Vale says I need to push an enemy engage with me back up to the staging area. Okay, I draw the Protector of Lorien, so that's great. I can give a character willpower or defensive boost by discarding cards. I do remember to push him back up to staging. I just don't remember until like the last second. Okay, so Henemarth's going to take a peek. Let's see what we're going to be up against. Impenetrable Fog. I gotta place 3 progress onto the tower or reveal X cards, where X is the number of players in the game. So it's basically going to surge. So if you're wondering what my strategy is keep my threat super low, build up my board state, and then I'm going to have some tricks to attack enemies in staging and do direct damage. Alright, I played Mithrandir's Advice, so I got another Elrond's Council and Gandalf. That's really good. So right now, I'm just trying to build willpower and deal with enemies as I engage them. Hopefully I'm never engaged with more than one, and I can just take care of them. So let's play this Elrond's Council and drop my threat down even more. So I am nowhere near that 30 engagement cost of Murzag. I don't want that guy to attack. He makes you reveal a card every time he attacks. That's really nasty. So I don't want to deal with him unless I have to, or if I can take care of him in the same round that I'm engaged with him, or if I can stop him from attacking any future rounds with Forest Snare. So that's my big strategy. Alrighty, okay, great. So we get the Orc Arbalesters. They are annoying because they have Archery 2. 1 archery for every different sphere of influence your heroes have. Okay, there you saw me. Remember, I should have pushed that Sorcerer back up. And I quested for 7 against 5, and I make 2 progress. So I've almost cleared the active location. Alright, Archery 2. So I'm going to put it on 2 of my heroes. I hopefully can find healing soon. I'm going to engage the Sorcerer again. Denethor will defend. And that card can wreck me. That card right there can absolutely destroy this deck. The Shadow is still deal 2 Shadow cards. Each player raises his threat by the number of enemies engaged with him, and the other one was that engage the next player Shadow. So I do have to raise my threat by 1, but now Glorfindel can kill this guy. And we're going to go to the next round. And I draw, well, there we go. I draw the Warden of Healing. So that was perfect timing for that. I'm going to put him into play because I'm not going to be able to kill those Orc Arbalesters anytime soon. So I'm going to need to keep healing the archery they're going to dish out. And Henemarth says we're going to get another Morgul Vale. So I need to worry about that. I want to make sure I clear the one Morgul Vale so I can travel to the next one I'm revealing. I can't let the staging area threat build up too much. So I'm going to send Denethor, I'm going to send the Warden of Healing, and that gives me just enough progress to clear that sucker. So then I can travel to the next one. And I'm not going to engage anything. I'm going to take 2 archery, and we're just going to go to the next round. And I get another Light of Valinor. These video clips might seem like I'm going fast, but I actually turtle for a long time, so I really tried to do some editing to keep this video under a half hour. Alright, since I know I'm revealing a 4-threat enemy, I'm going to play that Tracker. So I'm going to spend 2 lore resources, put him into play, and then exhaust him. The next enemy that gets added to the staging area doesn't have any threat. So I sent Merlin and the Erebor Record Keeper. I'm going to heal with the Warden. And then I'm trying to decide which one of these enemies I want to engage. If I engage that 4-threat enemy that we just added, I have to place a progress onto the tower. But the thing is, he has 0 defense and 3 hit points, so I can kill him. So I might as well engage him. I'll take that progress. I'll take the 2 archery. I'm going to defend with Denethor, and the Shadow is +1 for each Shadow card, so no problem there. And then, like I said, Glorfindel is ready and has 3 attack and takes that guy out. And we are going to head into the next round. And I draw a Ranger Bow. Okay, Ranger Bow is great. That's part of my strategy of how I'm going to beat this quest. Henemarth is going to take a peek. And it's the same guy! So, might as well exhaust that Ithilien Ranger dude and make the threat down to 0 when he's revealed. I will spend 5 of my 6 resources, put Gandalf in, and draw 3 cards. I'm still looking for some cards that I haven't seen yet. Namely, there it is, Master of the Forge. I have lots of attachments, and there's some card draw, but Master of the Forge is the one I really want. I have a Song of Wisdom in this deck, and I really want to find it. I want to get that on Glorfindel. And I have 3 copies of the Rivendell Minstrels, and they help you find songs too. So between those 4 cards, I should get Song of Wisdom on Glorfindel at some point here. Alrighty, so because I had exhausted that tracker, I didn't add any threat this round. I make enough progress to clear the active location. I am going to engage the Orc Arbalesters. They would do 2 archery. I'll just exhaust the Warden and say he healed it, which is actually a boneheaded move on my part. Should have just put it on Gandalf. And then Denethor defends +1 attack for each progress onto the tower. And then between Gandalf and Glorfindel, we have enough attack to kill that guy. All right. Next round, I draw the Mirkwood Runner, so enemies don't count their defense when he attacks. Let's take a peek. All right, so we get the Bodyguard. These guys, when they're in play, you cannot damage any enemies that have the Captain trait, so you got to kill the Bodyguard first. Really annoying. But I will spend my resources to put the Master of the Forge into play. Look at my top 5 cards. I have 3 attachments. I have a Burning Brand, which I'd like, but I also have Miravor. So Miravor lets you choose 2, and when something says choose 2, you can't choose the same one twice. So you discard Miravor, and then you get to ready the attached hero, add a resource to the attached hero's resource pool, give the attached hero +1 willpower, or put Miravor back on top of your deck. So it's kind of like a poor man's Unexpected Courage, because I can ready the character with Miravor. It's a really nice attachment. I'm going to keep it. That's the one I'm going to keep right now. I like the options it gives you. I'm going to put Miravor on Denethor, and I'm going to be up against 7 threats, so I need to make sure I send enough characters on the quest. So I will send 7 willpower, so I quest even. I'll engage the Bodyguard. He only attacks for 2, but it takes 8 attack to kill him. So I'm going to be stuck with him for a while. Denethor defends, and no shadow. That's a great card not to reveal. And then Glorfindel and the Tracker deal 2 damage to him, and we go to the next round where I draw Gandalf. Alright, that's great, but I would rather find the Rivendell Minstrel. Oh, there it is. When I searched with my Master of the Forge, it would have been the next card. Oh, well, okay, so Unexpected Courage? Yeah, sure, I'll take that. So Rivendell Minstrels, they're really great. They help me find that Song of Wisdom, and then they quest for 2. So it would be awesome to find one. I just am not getting lucky. All right, Hennemarth, and there you go. That's why. The Master Malice is coming. So that means Glorfindel is going to end up taking 3 damage. You choose a sphere of influence, and each character a player controls that does not belong to that chosen sphere takes 3 damage. So if Glorfindel had the Song of Wisdom, he would have the lore resource sphere and not take any damage. Alrighty, I put a bow on my ranger, and then I'm going to put Protector of Lorien on Denethor. So if you're wondering how the deck is doing, it's doing great. This is exactly how this deck should be running. I'm just slowly and steadily building my board state, and that's how this deck wins. So I do reveal Master's Malice, and Glorfindel takes 3 damage, but now I can start damaging enemies in the staging area. So I exhaust the ranger and the bow and deal a damage to that orc. And then I don't know why I exhausted Glorfindel. He shouldn't have had that token. Okay, the Warden of Healing takes care of 2 damage. And I will defend with Denethor. Attacking enemy gets +1, so no problem there. And then Glorfindel dings the Bodyguard for 1, and we're going to go to the next round. Alright, I'm going to draw another copy of Forest Snare, and then I'm going to trigger Master of the Forge. There's the Rivendell Minstrel again. Asphalov and another Miravor. I think I'll take the Miravor. I don't have any locations to worry about right now. Alright, I have enough to pay for Unexpected Courage, so Denethor can defend twice. And then Hennemarth finds another one of those archery orcs. Alright, looking at my hand, I'm going to get another Athelian archer dude, tracker, whatever his name is, into play. I need to start getting these rangers on the board. I'm going to load them up, each with a bow. Okay, so I'm going to exhaust him so he makes the enemy that's being revealed's threat 0. I'm going to damage that other orc 1 more time. And I'm going to send some characters on the quest. Make sure I send enough so I don't have to raise my threat. There we go. This guy had 0 threat thanks to that Athelian tracker guy. Alright, I'm still engaged with the Bodyguard. I have archery, but I also have a Warden. So the Warden's going to take care of those 2 archery points. So I just say I exhaust it and immediately heal the archery. And now Denethor can defend twice. So I haven't got to use Denethor's ability as much as I would have liked, but I've been able to handle combat, so I can't complain. All right, +1 for each progress onto the tower, so I don't take any damage there. But I think I do, and I discard a card to Protector of Lorien for some reason. Oh well. Oh, there goes another copy of Master's Malice. Great. Okay, so Glorfindel dings that bodyguard for 1 more. We go to the next round, and I get Daeron's runes. I'm going to take a peek. I think you guys can kind of see the ebb and flow of how this deck works. Master of the Forge finds me a Burning Brand and a bow. I will take the bow. I would like them both. I'm going to take the bow. Miravor goes on Merlan. I'm going to do Daeron's runes, draw 2 cards. Come on. Okay, well, I get 2 Athelian guys. So the archer, once he damages someone, he pushes the enemy back up to staging. So that's really good. That's going to come in very handy in a moment, and I'll tell you why. All right, so I'm going to exhaust the ranger and the bow, kill that 4-threat enemy. Man, that felt good. Send some characters on the quest. I'm not making any progress. That's fine, because I just sent Glorfindel. Let's see, I'm going to heal that archery. I know I'm playing fast here, but really, I think by now you kind of get, I'm just basically trying to tread water and just keep building my board state. So Denethor is going to defend here. I have to raise my threat by the number of enemies engaged with me. Ah, jeez. The first time I'm engaged with 3 enemies, that's the shadow I get. All right, and then he's going to defend here. Attacking enemy gets +2. Well, that's bad, because I'm only defending for 3, so he's attacking for 5. So I can discard a card. I'll discard this Forest Snare. And that'll let me defend for 4 against 5, and I can take 1 damage. I still have an attack of 1 coming, so I'm going to trigger Miravor. So Miravor will ready Denethor, and then for my second option, I think I'm going to put it back on top of my deck so I can draw it again. Since I don't have many spirit cards, Glorfindel can pay for that. Attacking enemy gets +1 for each progress. Okay, no problem. So now Glorfindel can swing for 3. Merlan can swing for 2. I have 2 of these guys that each swing for 1, and that is enough to kill the archery dude. And we go to the next round. Of course I draw Miravor. Henamarth peeks at a card, and it has Surge on it. Master of the Forge looks at my top cards. There's 2 copies of the Minstrel, and I get another bow, so great. But man, 3 copies of the Minstrel and 1 copy of Song of Wisdom, and I cannot draw any of them or find any of them. It's getting to the point where it's funny. At the time, I was frustrated. But right now, watching the video, it's funny. All right, so let's play a bow. Let's play some Miravor. And let's put a 3rd bow into play. So I have 3 bows in play, and that is exactly what I want to have had happened. This is going to be really fun. All right, characters committed to the quest. This card is going to surge after I place a progress. And then because I placed a progress, the sorcerer gets a shadow card dealt to him. And the card I reveal is, oh god, the Lieutenant of Mordor. When revealed, I got to resolve the top treacheries when revealed. Well, that says place a progress. So I'm going to place another progress onto the tower, which deals a 2nd shadow card to the sorcerer. So that comboed really well. The game designers would be really happy to see that going off. All right, so going into combat, I'm not going to engage anything. I got the sorcerer with 3 stinking shadow cards, so I'm going to use the warden to heal before I defend. So let's start looking at these shadow cards. So the first one is raise my threat by the attacking enemy's threat. All right, no problem. That's just 1. I have to return this enemy to the staging area, and then no shadow there. Well, I don't really mind pushing that enemy back into the staging area. That's not the worst thing. And then, ooh, once again, that spider was the shadow. So I'm glad to see that spider not get revealed. He's just an annoying enemy. All right, well, all 3 rangers and their bows are going to kill that sorcerer, so that works. And then I have enough attack to finally kill the bodyguard I've been engaged with. So that was a successful round. Took care of 2 enemies. And I've got all my ranger bows and everything, so next round I draw a Mirkwood Runner. I don't think I'll ever get them into play. Okay, so the next card coming is that spider. I don't want to see that spider. Even though I don't have to engage it, I just don't want it in the staging area where I have to worry about it. So Denethor is going to push it underneath the encounter deck. And then I draw a Burning Brand, with my Master of the Forge, so that's going to go right into play. I'll pay for that sucker and then shuffle those other cards back in. I'm just basically resigning myself. I'm not going to get a Song of Wisdom on Glorfindel, so he is not helping to pay for any of these lore cards like he should be, and he's also a target for Master's Malice. That's just the way it's going to have to be. All right, after committing to the quest, I get, this is great. Okay, the Morgul Road. When it leaves play, I can deal a damage to an enemy. Oh man, I have been waiting for that card to show up because that is a card I would love to leave in the staging area until the end game. And I am in the end game, so I am going to travel there, and I am going to really try to place the progress on it at the right time. All right, Denethor is going to, there's another copy. Denethor is going to defend this guy, and it's return attacking enemy to the staging area. Well, nope, I'm going to burn that away. I want to keep this guy engaged with me. Denethor does take a damage, but I can heal one off of him and one off of Glorfindel, so I've almost healed all the damage. And now it's time to start damaging Murzag up there. So all 3 rangers and their bows will shoot an arrow at him. He has 3 out of 7 damage. And then the only character I have ready to attack is Glorfindel, so I do 1 damage. Alright, let's go to the next round. The end is in sight. And I get Asfaloff. Well, that's perfect timing. That's actually what I would have hoped to have found with Master of the Forge at this point. Oh no. Okay, so I have a bodyguard coming, but I really can't use Denethor to get rid of it. Alright, so Master of the Forge, of course, can't find me a Song of Wisdom, but it does find me another copy of Protector of Lorien. I have a lot of cards in hand. I am going to get Asfaloff into play, so I can exhaust it to place 2 progress on a location. That costs 2. So I'm going to do that right now and put 2 progress on the Morgul Road. And then looking at my hand, I don't have anything else I can play, so we're just going to go right into the quest phase. But since I know that bodyguard is coming, I'm going to trigger those bows now. I'm going to deal the damage to Murzag before the bodyguard enters play. I only want to send 3 on the quest, so please disregard the Erebor record keepers being sent. I think I thought there was 5 in staging. So I make no progress, which is great, and then I'm going to defend with Denethor, no shadow. I am going to discard a card to stop 1 damage going through, so I only take a single point of damage, thanks to Protector of Lorien, and then I can exhaust the Warden of Healing to heal a damage off of Glorfindel and Denethor, and then I have a lot of characters ready, and it is enough attack to kill that lieutenant. So he is dead, and then we're ready to go into the next round. Everything has fallen into place perfectly, and I draw a Mithrandir's Advice. Alrighty, Henemarth, what's coming? Okay, it's the bats. So I have to remove a hero from the quest and deal 2 damage to it, so I am not going to send a hero on the quest. The next 2 cards were minstrels. Okay, I grab my 3rd copy of Light of Valinor, and I'm going to play Gandalf. So I'm going to spend all my money that I have and put Gandalf into play, and he's going to deal direct damage to the bodyguard. So the bodyguard has 2 more damage it needs to take, so my bows are going to take care of that, so he's dead. And then sending to the quest. If you look at what I did, I really organized my board state. I really had to sit back and think about how I was going to handle these next couple turns. So I took some time, stopped the camera, and this is what I decided to do. I sent 3 on the quest, I made no progress, and then I exhaust Asfaloff and made 2 progress on the active location. And then my last bow kills Murzag. And I did that on purpose. I did not want to clear that location until I absolutely need to. All right, so all 2A says is put Lord Elkaron into play, and then he cannot leave play unless he is destroyed. What's he doing up there? He's bad now? Oh, I thought we were friends. You jerk. Okay, so Lord Elkaron, he has 4 attack, 3 defense, 5 hit points, but when he attacks, we place a progress onto the tower, and if he gets dealt a shadow card with no shadow effect, he attacks again with another shadow card. So this is where you need a little bit of luck. It's quite possible he could attack you 3 or 4 times in a row. I have enough defense, so I'm not too worried about it, but I would love for him only to attack once. So there's the progress he placed, and there is a shadow. I have to raise my threat by X, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use my Burning Brand and burn that shadow away. And then Denethor does defend against the bats. They have a shadow as well if it destroys a character. Okay, I'm not worried about that. Alrighty, let's look at what I can do. So Gandalf and Glorfindel can do a total of 7 attack, which puts Lord Elkaron 1 hit point away from death. That's important. And then Merlan is still ready. So she's going to kill the bats. Okay, this is perfect. I think the board is set and the pieces are moving, and I am ready to win this game. This deck did exactly what I wanted it to do. I draw another Athelian Archer, who is the card I'm planning on getting into play. I already had one in hand. So the Athelian Archer, remember, when he attacks and damages a character, and it can be with other attackers, it doesn't have to be by himself, he's going to push an enemy back up to staging. Okay, Henemarth peaks. It's doomed to, and then each player must discard 3 random cards from their hand, or place 1 progress onto the tower. So now I'm going to use Master of the Forge. Let's take a peek. The Song of Wisdom. I don't even need it. Like, I have no reason to have it anymore. I don't even plan on hitting another resource phase and planning phase. Like, I'm going to win. Well, anyway. Okay, so I need to generate 3 lore resources somehow. So I'm going to use this Miravor to put a resource in Merlan's resource pool, and I'm going to put Miravor back on top of the deck. So that gives me 3 lore resources, which I will spend to put this Archer into play. Thank you, Archer. And then, well, since I have the Spirit resource, I might as well play the Song of Wisdom. Lord knows I've been whining about it this entire playthrough. I might as well get it into play. So then at least I can say I did it. Alright, the board is set. The pieces are moving. Here we go. We're going to win. So this is what I'm going to reveal during questing. I'm sending nobody. So I got to do Doomed 2. And then I can either place a progress or discard 3 cards. I don't mind discarding cards. So those are the 3 cards I discard. Very good. Now, at the travel phase, I am going to exhaust Asphaleth. I will then place the final progress on the Morgul Road. That lets me deal a damage to an enemy. So I will deal a damage to Lord Elkaron. He's dead. See you later, fool! Alright, so that means I advance to Stage 3. Stage 3A just says add the Nazgul and add the White Bridge. And then this says reveal a card, and then we can't win unless we kill the Nazgul. The Nazgul can't have attachments. The White Bridge has X, where X is the progress onto the tower. And then, ooh, God, let's look at this guy. He's terrible. I know it is quite possible to make it consistently to Stage 3, but then you lose against this Nazgul. He's a 4/7/4/5. Ouch. He's a Nazgul captain. He cannot have attachments. And then reduce the amount of damage dealt to the Nazgul of Minas Morgul to 1. So that means every time you attack him, no matter what you attack for, you only can do 1 damage to him. That is why you need direct damage. Every point of direct damage you can do, whether it's Goblin Cleaver, Hail of Stones, Fresh Tracks, whatever you're doing, if you can deal a damage, that's basically a whole extra round of play you've just avoided. So my Rangers and their bows, it's time to get to work, boys. Time to start shooting some arrows. So we're going to add these cards to the staging area. I purposely cleared that road after questing, so I didn't have to worry about the White Bridge. Okay, what do we reveal for that when revealed on the quest card? It's another Doomed 2, and then either place a progress or discard cards. Well, I don't care if I place a progress. So I will place another progress onto the tower. I've only placed 5 out of 10. And then ready, aim, loose. Let's load up those bows and fire 3 arrows at that Nazgul. That just saved me 3 rounds of play right there. 3 arrows right in his heart. Got him. Alrighty, travel to the White Bridge. I'm going to engage the Nazgul. I'm going to heal Denethor before the attack. He's attacking for 7. Denethor is defending for 3 with the Burning Brand. The Shadow, +1 attack. Nope, we're going to burn that away. And then I'm going to discard 3 of the 4 cards in my hand. I don't care which ones. There we go. So I'm defending for 6 against 7. I will take 1 damage. I'm going to ready myself back up with Unexpected Courage. Everybody that's ready, most importantly, the Athelian Archer. swing at the Nazgul. They do 1 point of damage because all the damage gets knocked down to 1. But because he was damaged and the Athelian archer participated in the attack, it pushes him back up to staging. So then, in the refresh phase, you raise your threat. Everybody readies. 1 more archer knocks an arrow and sends it at the Nazgul. That's it. Morgul Vale is done. Whew! All right, we have completed the Against the Shadow cycle, and now we're going to move on to the Hobbit sagas. I am going to be playing them progression style, so only cards available at the time those quests were released will be the cards I'll be using in my deck. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Bye-bye.